This colony certainly does need a new nest. This is my meat ant colony, and if you've seen my last video, you would have seen them get the new outworld. Well, now it's time for a new nest, and then in part 3, this is part 2, and part 3, we'll see that all come together as I move them into their new setups. Well, let's get in the video and see what the new nest is like. So as mentioned, this is what they're currently in. It's a Waitong nest, Oz Ants nest, and it's done really well, but time for a new one. And this is what we have in store. So these are a 3D printed nest, really nice new type of nest, modular, very similar to one I reviewed recently, but this is a bit more refined and some really nice features in these nests. Now there's a link down below where you can get these from the Ant Lab. You can buy these nests from them, which are really good. And I'm going to go through what this new nest entails so you get a bit of an idea for what it looks like and why it's been set up the way it has. Now this particular nest I'm holding now, that has the half of it is a hydration chamber, and then you can see the other half is nesting, and you've got these entrances on either side, and I'll go through and I'll explain exactly what it's all about. So as you can see, the design is modular. So they clip together, and I'll show exactly how that does happen. But you can see these little entrances on the sides here. Some of them have mesh over where you have the hydration. So they've got the mesh so the ants can't get in there, but so it can radiate out into the nest as well. The second one here, as you can see, there's no hydration in this, but you've got plenty of nesting arrangement and room in there, and it's a very nicely finished, very well 3D printed nest, and the colours are absolutely beautiful. A great variety of colours you can get, so please have a look at the website. Again, that link's in the bottom in the description so you can see what they're like. But really happy with it, and I've got several different modules here, and you'll see that the designs are different as well. And for this meat ant colony, I'm definitely going to need plenty of room, and this was the style I thought I'd go for because it is modular. I can expand it nice and easily without having to connect lots of Waitong nests together. And the finished product is really good, so please stick around and see what it turns out like in the end. So you can see these entrances, plenty of ways for them to go in and out of these module nests, and you can see the wall thicknesses in there, but there's plenty of room for them to nest and to put their brood in nice secure little areas as well. The acrylic is nice and clear on the top, as you can see, and you've got those screws just to attach that down nice and tightly. But it's a nice, good, clear acrylic finish on the top. Now all these white modules, as you'll see, will be able to click together beautifully. So that's what we're going to have a look at now and see how that all works. Okay, so let's start with one of these modules. So what I'm going to do is just remove one of these white connectors, like so. And again, it's a 3D printed piece that fits very snugly and neatly into the side of the nest like so. You can remove those and you can connect up these other pieces that do come with it. You could connect up some tubing or a test tube if you're transferring your colony in from a test tube, and it just fits in beautifully like this, really nice and snug, tight fit, which is what you actually want in your nest. So you can see there, beautifully finished, very nicely designed, and this is a little bit soft, this connector, which is good. So you can push on the tubing, you can push on a test tube, and because it has a tapered end like that, any size tubing or test tube or anything like that can connect up nicely. And this is how I'm going to get my current meat ant colony actually into the nest via that. So what I'm going to do now is just show you how it connects together. So removing two connectors on one nest, and you can just butt it up against the other and push them together like so. How beautiful. Look at that. Super neat, really clean finish, nice tight fitting, and as you can see I can hold it in one hand and it's not falling out. And that is just a straight through connector, so they can just go in and out between the two nests very easily, and it's a beautifully snug finish. Good bit of design has gone into this, and a lot of accuracy as well. And there you can see how tight and how neat that looks. Really well done. Congratulations to the creator for these. So very nice to see there. Now let's have a look at a couple of other things. So as we place down the nest here, what you can do is basically expand it from any direction of this nest. Plenty of room, all 4 sides can be expanded on. So it doesn't matter what you need to connect up, you've got the modules there that can suit you. And as I showed you before, we do have those hydration modules. So I'm going to give you a little bit of an idea what that hydration module's like. So here it is. As you can see, half of this has this really nice big sponge on one end. So you can hydrate that with your syringe. And at the front there you can see the fine mesh grill here. So the ants can't get into that sponge at all, which is great, but it actually radiates that moisture, that humidity out into the nest. So what this does is it gives you a great way to regulate your humidity within your colony, which is great. So plenty of hydration. It's a nice big module there as well that you can have connected up to your colony. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is connect it up and give you a little bit of an idea for what I'm thinking for my meat ant colony. I have a total of 8 modules here, a couple of hydration ones, and as you can see, you can put the hydration in the middle here and it just feeds out into the nest from all directions. So all of these nests will be getting some sort of hydration or humidity for their young. A nice gradient for the colony as well. Then you have this one here, which is the module I'm going to connect up, and as you can see, the other ones are blanked off. So if you're on the outer side of the nest, you can use these blanking ones to ensure that nobody gets out of the nest. So all of your edge ones around the edge of the setup, just use these blanking ones that come with the modules like so. And again, they're a beautiful, nice tight fit, and you don't have to worry about anyone getting out. So you can see this is what one of the modules looks like with those blanking on. So what I'm going to do now is put together what my nest will look like. And this is what I have come up with. So as you can see here, there's a nice gradient between my colony here. You've got this entrance that I'm going to transfer them in via, and then they can go out and into any different areas. We've got a hydration in here that'll give hydration out to either there's nests on either side and then out to one of the back ones. We've got a dry one at the back here. And when they come through this module here, you've got another dry one on this end. So you've got nice moisture gradient. There's plenty of areas if they want some dry space where they don't have to stress out, or they want to keep their brood dry. But then if they need to keep their brood humid and moist, then they can have them near these hydration chambers. So it'll be really interesting to see what they come up with. So I hope you've enjoyed having a good look at what the new nest is going to look like. This is a beautiful modular nest, nice and tight, all stays together, all blocked off like so, ready to go. And in part 3 of the video, I'm going to introduce my colony to this new nest and their new outworld, and it's going to be fantastic. Remember, the link in the description for these nests. Now a massive thank you to my wonderful Patreons. Thank you Medical Carcass 9, Gordon C, Ant Nation and Dragon Bloom. I really do appreciate your wonderful support, and it makes builds like this possible for my wonderful meat ant colony.
For as little as $1 a month, you can support the channel and you'll get early access to videos, behind the scenes information and plenty of other perks on different levels as well. So I really appreciate your support. Thank you very much.
Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so. There's a video there recommended for you by YouTube, and one that I picked that I think you might really enjoy. Thanks for watching, and remember, happy ant keeping.